So that was a pretty crazy episode of the geopolitical show from the White House there with Zelensky. It's all theater, you know, it's all a show, but it's I almost fucking, how did I do that? I forgot how to use an escalator for a minute there. I had one foot on the other one, whatever. No, I'm not going to it. Yet again, I disappointed myself. Yeah, it's all, you know, it's all a show, but it was good. It was funny. And as far as in storyline, in Cape Abe, you know, Trump's right about that whole thing, you know. The thing is, he wants war to keep going. They want to drag it into World War III. I'm just kind of confused as to what, like, how does this storyline serve the farmers, like the main guys at the top of the pyramid? Like, why are they doing this? Like, it's like they're purposely working against their own interests. Like, what do they want? You know, because he's controlled by them, obviously. I think it could be just to get people talking about it, or to just make an exciting episode of the show. You know what I mean? That's all it really is, because that's what it is. But when I talk about this stuff a lot, like, I know it's all bullshit, but I try to discuss it in kayfabe, meaning in storyline, or like, it's a wrestling term, kayfabe. I'm sure you've heard it before if you've been here for any amount of time. If you're part of my small but dedicated following, as the AI says, I know Macho Man and Hulk Hogan aren't really brutal enemies, you know, if I can use some timely wrestlers. But when I discuss wrestling with people, you know, you talk about it as if they are, like, oh, Hogan did this and that, and I think Macho Man's gonna have to fucking get his shit together, you know, because you play along with that. So that's how I am when I talk about, like, this political stuff. Like, it was pretty crazy, but I know that overall, I know there's, like, just a story. It's all fake, right? So, yeah, I just don't know, like, what their overall idea behind this is. A while ago, I talked about how, you know, Trump coming in and sort of fixing all these things that may have, you know, that getting rid of stuff that is, like, considered woke, like the tap the sign meme, you know, about how all this, the white man under siege in America, they're going to try to ease up on that, you know, and do some things that are on the surface in his best interest, so that they can then try to get him to go to war, you know, because they want that World War III meme. Not for any other reason except to just to kill more white males. That's all they want to do. You know, they just kill as many as they can. That's why they have these brother wars. So they couldn't get them to go to war against one of these European countries unless they made them feel like they're part of the country again. And that's why they, you know, have been doing all this stuff. Like, we're getting rid of the DEI. We're throwing our brown people out. We're making it so that there's only man and woman. It's all good shit, of course, but they're doing it to try to court young white men back, because they need them to go to war. On the surface, it's like people on one level of this conspiracy idea would be like, well, of course you need them. They're the only ones capable of waging war. With all these other groups and these protected classes that they coddle can't go to war. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Out shopping. You know, if they want to do anything, they need white dudes. It's the only ones that's ever, you know, conquered anything, done anything. But I'm on a level beyond that, where no, because they're not trying to win any kind of war. They're just trying to kill white guys, you know. They just want to have the blood sacrifice and get rid of more of those particular kind of people because they're a threat to them. You know, they're the only ones that are a threat to them because they're the only ones that could possibly do anything against them. Not because they're the largest, but because they have average stats. You know, I've talked about the average stat situation before. Broken down in like a role-playing game kind of way. A Dungeons and Dragons stat modifier sheet. You know, they used to in D&D. Oh, is this still going? I gotta track every once in a while. I can't fucking tell. I don't know. Hang on a second. I don't know if this is still recording. Can't see dick. I just saw a sign in the elevator, and it said, please don't throw things off the lanai or out of the building. And I'm like, Jesus, man, who the fuck would do that? I mean, these third worlders get fucking crazy. You can't, they're throwing stuff out of the fucking house. Like, what the fuck is that? Who would do that? What kind of fucking retard? Fucked up people here in Hawaii. I was just playing with the new AI on Twitter, X, called Grok 3. Elon Musk has been going on and on about how great it is, this and that. And so I checked it out, and I asked it to tell me about myself. I'm like, tell me about the thechadti. And, you know, it just said all of what I assumed it would, you know. But the thing that was funny to me was that it gave my numbers. It said I had 1,700 subscribers, which I don't. That, you know, that I know of. Hey, brother. What's up, man? And some other numbers, which were correct. And the thing that's weird about that is when I first started, like maybe almost a year in, I checked out my Social Blade. I've only gone there a couple of times. I think I've been there once since then. It just basically collects all your information, but I mean, I already have that in my creator suite thing. So they have projections, okay, on that site, and they were saying the projected subscriber base, if I continued at the pace I was at, like releasing videos, which I have, that I would have 1,500 subscribers by 2025. So now it's 2025, and the AI is telling me that I have 1,700. So is it wrong? Or is it revealing something? Because I've talked about many times the way YouTube tries to control you through your numbers. We don't know what our real numbers are. It's very obfuscated. And I've had the bans, like 5 over the past few years. All kinds of content, warnings for comments and things I said in comment sections. You know, they put me in timeout many times. And I talk about stuff that they don't like. And when I talked about this recently, I said what they do is they try to discourage you by controlling what you can see. The same thing goes on with Instagram, the same way. They want you to feel like you're not doing well so that you will stop. You'll stop doing it. I'm not saying that, you know, it's right, that I really do have that much, but do I? And they just are telling me I have less? I mean, I don't know. I definitely think they're, you know, they don't tell you exactly the truth, obviously. But it was just funny to me, because that's what Social Blade projected I would have if I kept at the same pace. And if anything, I've increased my pace since then. You know, when around that time, a year in, I was getting 2 or 3 a week. I went through a period, the past few years, where I was uploading every day. And until recently, like the last month or two, I had been uploading every day. All the time. Sorry, man. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I had been uploading every day. So, I don't know. You know, we don't really know. And, I mean, I know why they wouldn't, like what I post. And then AI description, too, it even mentions, something about edgy content or something like that, or, which is one thing. But I think the thing they're probably more concerned with isn't like making edgy jokes about black crime or something. It's the Jewish stuff they don't like. And there's nothing hateful or that would even be able to consider their terminology, of course, hateful. It's just I just pass along information with some editorializing when you know, when it's appropriate. And I make jokes about it too, but they just don't like, you know, you talking about a lot of this stuff, like a circumcision, or, you know, I did videos on the tunnels, you know. I don't know, it's just something to think about, you know. I mean, it doesn't change how I do things, how I'm going to do things. I mean, you know, that's not how that works with me, you know. But, yeah, just interesting shit. Car just drove by, cranking Depeche Mode. I'm like, oh, wow, wait a minute, I like that. What is that? Took me a minute to figure it out. Because usually it's just garbage music, you know. Now it's garbage music. Of course, post-pandemic, it's garbage music. You see people drive around, listen to, like, you'd hear a lot, and I've talked about this before, you'd hear a lot of, like, island music, like reggae type stuff, or local artists. But now the people that like that kind of music are gone. And, you know, I've been into how and why many times, but I'm not going to get into it now. But yeah, now when we hear music, it's just regular crap. Any City USA kind of music. Usually just loud hip-hop with inappropriate lyrics. It's always uncomfortable, you know, when you stand at the corner and there's like, you know, kids and older people, and one of these guys stops at the stop sign, and it's just dick, fuck, and dick, and just like, wow. I don't think they think like they're being shitheads. I mean, yeah, but I don't think people understand that. You know, I told you before what the response to that would be. What you talking about? Everybody likes music. So I got, well, okay. I wouldn't ever try to explain that to someone like that, though. That would require getting way too close. But yeah, Ross, I was just in there, and there are the Ross bags. So I have to buy one of the these fucking paper bags that they have. I was here when that kind of switch happened, like to making new paper bags. I'm sure it's the same on the mainland now, but yeah, to get a bag at Target, it's $2, and the bags are small. Like I get a roll of a couple rolls of paper towels. They don't fit into the bag. This fucking... I know it's a green thing, but it's a fucking scam. You know, it used to be back in the day. Back in the day! It is an old man thing, but just like the self-checkouts, it's fucking crazy. It's like, I remember back when I was a kid, in the 1940s, dude, everybody's just driving through the fucking light, like, no problem. Yeah, they give you a bag because, like, the store would be like, you know, it's a courtesy, like, thanks for spending your money here. Now you go in the store and you have to put the items through yourself, do the whole checkout, and then buy the fucking bag. And somehow everybody's just adjusted to this and it's normal. It's like, what the fuck? It's a small thing, but it's a good marker for as far as how the culture has moved. But the culture socially is moving really fast. Things that are happening now, it's weird. I couldn't imagine them happening even in the recent past, as far as the stance on immigration and making the official national language be English, or any number of the things that have been happening now recently. It's fucking crazy. Again, I think they're trying to win back the disenfranchised group of people, you know, white males, that have been just hammered on since about 2016, you know, year zero for that whole woke thing. Because they want them to start fighting in wars, you know, and they need them to like the country again. So they're trying to appeal to what they think they would like, you know, and that's why they put Trump in. You know, they go, yeah, I can see it, like I'm watching how they maneuver their politicians, and it's all very transparent. Like they put the people in who are doing their agenda openly, you know, usually on the progressive side. It's like they use the progressives, right, to do all the attacking, to do all the damage. And then they use the conservatives to come in and say, oh, no, it's okay, we're going to fix all that damage. And then they just go back and forth, you know. And if they can leave the progressives in for an extra term, like 8 years, they'll do that, doing all that damage. And then they bring a conservative in, no, we're going to fix everything. And this is how it is, like, the way they do this shit. It becomes, like, so transparent if you watch it and know what you're looking at over time. It's pretty interesting. But the thing is, like, I have that kind of ability, I guess, for not just the politics. I have it for the fucking everything. And that makes you fucking crazy. It does, though, because you're like, you just, you know, the frustration doesn't come from you seeing the truth of things. It's that all these people around you not only don't see it, which is fine, I kind of expect that, but for them to take actions and start doing things around you that affect you based on their misunderstanding of how the world is, you know, which is what led you to a lot of the problems around the COVID time. People telling you got to wear your mask. And did you have 3 visitors in your house last night? You know, you're only supposed to have 2. That kind of stuff. It's the fact that they can't see the ruse, and then they not only follow it, but then they rope you into it. So even if you could see the ruse and avoid it, all the people around you can't. So they're going to try to rope you into it. So then you end up getting mad at the people around you, like I have, and, you know, kind of forget to keep your dislike and your discontentment toward the people who are orchestrated the whole thing. Now, these people are just fucking, they're the tools. They're the little fucking helpers. You know, getting mad at them is a waste of time. I mean, they're not in control of their own destinies or their actions at all. So I'm not like absolving them of responsibility for the bad things they do, but You know, they can't help it. More sunny outlooks on the world around. Oh, I know what I'm doing here. In my mind, I'm thinking, why did I start recording? There's something I had to do. No, I'm looking for an ending because I got a bunch of footage, and I noticed I only had like one ending. So like, I'd have to put it all in one episode. It'd be a fucking 2-hour episode. I can't be doing that, so I have to make a couple of endings. When I first started this channel, it was like every video was one take. Just one take, beginning to the end. But I don't know, this past year I've been changing it up, trying to do things in sections. Because I was noticing like, should I go into this? No, I'm going to save you the time. This is the end. Beautiful friend. The end. I'm sure I talked about some interesting shit in this episode. Otherwise, you wouldn't be seeing it. That's all something I like to call quality control. That starts with T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. Till next time, don't blame the teacher, blame the school.